You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude towards what happens to you. This is a powerful quote by Brian Tracy, and surely your attitude and mindset can influence your outcomes by influencing how you think, feel, and behave psychologically. So today we're going to introduce you to the mindset of a leader. Welcome back to Victorious Visions, and before we move on with the video, quickly press the subscribe button and ring the bell icon to get a notification for every upload. Many people wrongfully believe that leaders are born. However, it's a famous saying by football coach Vincent Lombardi that leaders aren't born, they are made, and they are made just like anything else through hard work. This quote highlights the belief that true leadership comes through experience, determination, and passion. Becoming a great leader is more about the inner qualities you possess than the title you are given. Canadian-American motivational public speaker and self-development author Brian Tracy also believes that a person should strive to become the kind of leader that people would follow voluntarily even if you had no title or position. First of all, let's begin by identifying the factors that set leaders apart from common people. Leadership is one of the most influential factors for attaining success on both professional and personal fronts. It is nothing but the ability to navigate challenges expertly and achieve outstanding results. True leaders take complete ownership of every action they perform and don't shy away from taking the fall on behalf of their team when things don't go as planned. In short, leaders never shirk from responsibility, and Brian Tracy explains this by a simple comparison.
Of 1,000 principles for success developed over the ages, this one quality or practice will do more to assure that you accomplish wonderful things with your life than anything else.
Leaders think and talk about solutions. Followers think and talk about the problems. Moreover, a leader is characterized by the insatiable appetite to learn, not just driven by necessity but by curiosity. The co-founder and former CEO of WhatsApp, Jan Koum, is an excellent example of this. Before relocating to the United States, Koum lived in a terrible poverty in Ukraine, but he did not let those adverse conditions diminish interest in learning. Koum taught himself computer programming after just 2 years in the US and even joined an ethical hacking group in order to fully understand networking, scalability, and cybersecurity. Eventually, all of this practical training would pay off, and Koum now has a net worth of about $10 billion. Another quality of great leaders is their ability to inspire people to action, enabling them to become the best selves in the process and keeping the enthusiasm high when times get challenging. Leadership is the ability to get extraordinary achievement from ordinary people, as Brian Tracy has summarized it perfectly. When we mention great leaders, many of us tend to think about people who are outgoing and great at public speaking. However, the actual quality behind this is high emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence not only consists of the skills necessary to motivate, plan, and bond with other people, but also show empathy. Good leaders are also often good listeners, understand what others are feeling, and connect with them on an emotional level. Thus, empathy is the tool by which the public can be moved. And last but not the least, it's the ability to keep your wits about yourself during times of change. It is a law of the universe that change is inevitable, and true leaders don't see change as a bad thing, rather as an opportunity to grow and learn instead of a hurdle in their path. They can adapt to any upcoming changes and also help others around them accept it as a challenge that needs to be overcome. Effective leaders possess the capability to stay focused on one's goals while still being flexible enough to react to the changing world around them. So, what role does your mindset play in your journey to becoming a capable leader? I'm sure you must be familiar with the terms fixed and growth mindset, which were coined by Dr. Carol Dweck, a researcher and professor at Stanford. These terms are used to describe the belief systems of an individual that correspond to their ability to change, grow, and develop over time. So what are the connotations attached with fixed and growth mindsets? If you feel that your characteristics are essentially fixed or unchangeable, you might experience extreme discomfort while making and accepting your mistakes. At the same time, failures might seem inherent and inevitable, so every setback will have an adverse effect on your ability to succeed in the future. For instance, if you have a fixed attitude and find it difficult to make friends at a gathering, you might interpret this as proof that you will never be able to make friends, which will cause further social anxiety and avoidance. A growth mindset, on the other hand, recognizes that you can change through time, so you are more willing to reflect on, learn from, and develop from setbacks. Because failure is less intimidating, you are more inclined to face life's obstacles, accept feedback as a learning opportunity, and continue to learn and improve throughout your life. As Tracy puts it, you can only grow if you're willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable while you try something new.
What sets the speed at which you achieve the goal? When I ask this question in my seminars or my consulting work, the common answers I get back are lack of funding, or I don't have the education, or my background, or even I'm not sure of the next step to take.
You're also less inclined to personalize failures if you have a growth mentality. For instance, if the situation described above happened to you at a gathering, you might consider that the event's atmosphere was more to blame for your social difficulties, rather than your own lack of social skills. It's easy to see how a growth mindset encourages you to hone the above qualities that are the defining characteristics of good leaders. On the other hand, when one has a fixed mindset, it might be challenging to find the courage to conquer perceived flaws, because trying to change yourself may appear as futile as changing one's eye color. Meanwhile, a growth mentality will help you see a perceived weakness as a challenge that you might be inspired to overcome. I'm sure that you'd be curious to know how you can adopt the leadership mindset by taking the right steps consistently. So without further ado, let's go ahead. According to Tracy, goal setting starts with changing your mindset. Here are Brian Tracy's keys to unlocking your potential as a leader. Number 1, never limit yourself. The first mistake and the biggest injustice you can do to yourself is to limit your own potential and essentially giving up before taking a shot at the outcome. Therefore, you are essentially being deprived of giving yourself a chance to succeed by placing limits on the success you'll be able to achieve. Reject any belief that hinders you from achieving your goals and aim high. Your mind will do exactly what you allow it to do, so you must allow it to do the best.
We can become indecisive, have self-doubt, and simply fail to act. Fear may have us sitting on a great concept or idea, or it may restrict us from using our true talents.
Number 2, stop making excuses. It may be your fault whenever things go awry, but you will benefit greatly if you accept the responsibility to find solutions instead of blaming external factors that are outside of your control. Radical responsibility is the act of accepting full responsibility of yourself, your actions and your abilities and your life, and this will help you eliminate the excuses that are stopping you from becoming a capable leader.
The ability to discipline yourself to keep your attention focused on the most important task in front of you. There is virtually no goal that you cannot accomplish and no task that you cannot complete.
Number 3, always seek new opportunities to grow. Great leaders never settle for mediocrity or doing the bare minimum. Push yourself out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself to acquire new knowledge and skills so that you get the tools to pave your own path instead of following the paths of others.
You organize the list into the various areas of your life: your career, your money, your family, your health, and the other parts that are important to you. Interestingly enough, if you can be clear about your goals and write them down, there's nothing that can stop you from achieving them. But if you're not clear, that means that you haven't written them down. There's nothing that can help you.
Number 4, accept failure and learn from it. It's not like the great leaders of history have all had a smooth ride through life. In fact, failures were a part of their lives too, just like they are a part of ours. But instead of wallowing in self-pity, they persisted with a clearer mind and plan. Tracy asserts that in order to achieve your goals, you must first release yourself from negative ideas, feelings and habits, including a victim of mentality, entitlement and hypersensitivity. Number 5, lead by example. Integrity is the most recognized and admired trait of leadership. People respect leaders who follow through on their words and tell others exactly what they expect from them by showing it through their actions. Therefore, you must take the initiative to lead by your own example and maintain a standard. In short, it's not enough to just talk the talk, but you must walk the walk as well. Number 6, strive for efficiency and innovation. Leading by example does not mean that you should take all the work upon yourself. Rather, you should strive for efficiency and innovation by finding the best solution in as few steps as possible. You must clarify your basic values, that is, what's important to you, before setting your goals. According to Tracy, goals that aren't aligned with your values will not lead to success. Therefore, you should plan to have a clear vision of the big picture, figure out what you want to be, and trace a direct path. That brings us to the end of this video, so implement these tips to align your mindset with one that will allow you to become a leader you were meant to be. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Victorious Visions, and we'll be back with a new video.